Hello, everybody. Good evening. It is the 6th of November, 2024. America has decided, and they have decided to vote for Mr. Donald J. Trump. A surprise? I don't know. I don't know if it's a surprise or not. I'm not really sure at the moment. I was watching some of the TV last night, quite late. I'm living in Spain, so it's 10 p.m. here. I was watching it till about 1:30, I would say. And then I had that moment in the morning. I woke up at about 6 a.m. and I reached for my phone and I checked the news. And the news was that our boy, Donald J. Trump, had won. Very surprising. For me, anyway. Not so good. Not so good. What have I learned from it? I don't understand Americans. I don't understand America. I don't understand Americans. It's just the way it is. Anyway, we're going to continue with This is the President, episode 4. I just realized on the thumbnail of the game is episode 2. I used the wrong one. We're going to jump back into the game. Continue to take your mind off corrupt politics and crazy stuff and mayhem and chaos. Let's join me and we can continue the game. All right. Let me just start. Hang on. I had an idea. I've got something to tell you, but hang on. I need to put it onto game. Yeah, here we are. Okay, we're in. Hope the sound is working. All right, sound is working. I hope so. Right. Well, if you are new to this channel, my name is Brian. The channel is called Class A Plus English. It's a very small channel, and what I'm doing is I'm playing some story-driven video games, and for English language learners, I'm trying to explain some of the vocabulary that we find in games. A lot of people learn English through video games, you know? Well, we're playing this game where I am the president. If this is your first time watching, go back and check the other episodes, okay? Go back and check the other episodes, and it will fill you in on the story. If you have watched previous 3 episodes, you'll know that we have a mission. We need to get $7 million. Well, what's the point of the game? The point of the game is I've been elected, and my goal of this presidency is to change the Constitution. I need to change the Constitution so that I have immunity when I leave the party. It's a fictional character. I don't think it mentions which political party it is, you know, just that I'm extremely corrupt and I'm prepared to do anything to get the amendment to the Constitution that I need. And this is going to take, I have to lobby the Senate, I have to persuade the Supreme Court, and I have to get a very high approval rate, which at the moment is 57.1. You see, I've just had a little drop there. Anyway, let's find out. I've forgotten what's been going on. This is my team down here. This is Alta. She's my communications director, and her skills are writing press releases and speeches, spreading rumors about my political enemies, speaking with journalists, and publicly attacking my enemies. Good stuff, Alta. Then we have Alvaro. He's my bodyguard. He's security. He's protecting clients, which is me. Preemptive attacks. We need to get in early. Spying on people, and of course, physical threats if need be. Next, we have Clint, the lawyer. And what are his skills? Well, he's a good lawyer, if not the best. He files court cases. He does behind-the-scenes negotiations. He has connections with former clients, and he's good at persuasion. In contrast to Alvaro, which is physical persuasion, Clint does it through the legal system. And then we have Ollie. Ollie is my data scientist. He's fantastic at preparing data-driven reports. He writes his personal blog, but also he's pretty good at hacking people and using surveillance software. So he's a very useful member of the team. All right, what have we done? Let's just jump in and find out what we have to do. Find a vice president. Oh, okay. It's the inauguration. Honey, we need to find Tony and fast, otherwise we'll have to postpone the inauguration. Tony, my vice president, has disappeared. You'll remain president-elect, and the Speaker of the House will act as president. Take whoever you trust the most from your team and go on the search. Okay, what do we have to do? We have to find the vice president-elect and conceal from the public that the future vice president has gone missing. We've got Alvaro. Now, Alvaro is good at... maybe we should go for Ollie. Ollie has the skills. He can use surveillance hardware. No, let's use Alvaro. Alvaro's more like a kind of a detective kind of guy, I think. I can use 2 people. Okay, let's just go for it. The last time anyone heard from him was last night. He called Alvaro and invited him to his favorite bar in Manhattan, the Smelly Goose. But you know Alvaro, before an important day like today, he always goes to bed early. So Tony said he'd go to the bar by himself, but he seems to have disappeared along the way. After that, there's nothing from him but a series of incoherent tweets. Does that remind you of anybody? How are we going to find him now? Okay, Alvaro. Search for Tony. Interrogate the bartender at the Smelly Goose. Well, the last thing we know is the bar in Manhattan, the Smelly Goose. Let's go check that out. Sir, I talked to the bartender. He said he was pouring tequila for Tony all evening. Oof! My advice, everybody, don't drink tequila all evening. According to him, Tony got more and more miserable with every glass, so he's getting depressed. And after he polished off half the bottle, to polish off meaning to drink half the bottle, he yelled at the whole bar that he wanted to breathe in the sweet and sour air of freedom over in Central Park. Okay, so he's really drunk, he's shouting, he's yelling, yeah, to yell, he's roaring, he's shouting. Rawr. Okay. Then he paid his tab and left. He paid his bill and left, balancing himself against the wall. Okay, so he sounds incredibly drunk. I don't know what you call this place, but that's a famous kind of scene in Washington, isn't it, where the inauguration is or whatever. I remember this from, what's his name? Forrest Gump. Thanks to Alvaro's information, the Secret Service was able to find Tony in the southern part of Central Park, where they are planning on doing some reconstruction. Tony, what are you doing? And you know what Tony's doing? Sitting in a homeless camp. I don't know what he was doing there. So it's like a camp for homeless people, people without houses in the park. The problem is that the Secret Service doesn't factor publicity into their decisions. They just want to get Tony out of there as soon as possible and deliver him to Washington for the inauguration. So we'll need to provide him with some cover. How are we going to keep Tony out of the public eye? Tony's becoming a bit of a problem, eh? And we haven't even started. We can shield Tony personally, or we can force every single person out of Central Park. Everybody out. Maybe some PRs. Or maybe surveillance. We can check out the CCTV. Let's get Ollie in. Of course, I'll be there right away if you need me. I don't think the rest of the team like me though. Are you sure you want me around? Yeah, come on. Let's check it out, Ollie. So, plot out the route for Tony through the reconstruction area or present a free remote lecture on big data analysis in the northern part of the park. A free lecture, big lecture on big data analysis could be fun. But let's plan. Let's plot a route. Now Americans would say route. Do you know the route? Ollie says, Chief, I studied the park's reconstruction documents and learned that the area is currently closed to the public. While I was checking, I worked out a way we could get Mr. Esteba out. Perfect. The route wasn't easy, and Mr. Esteba stumbled several times, but the Secret Service agents didn't let him fall. So he's nearly falling over, yeah, he's so drunk. That part of the park was abandoned. It was empty, so Tony's evacuation went unnoticed. He is already on his way to Washington. But it's really hot in here. I need to take this off. Luckily, I live in Spain. It's pretty warm here, and I don't know why I'm wearing that. Okay, Ellie, Melania, sure. Tony, sure, gave us an adventure. I hope you set his head straight. Preferably with a golf club. Ha ha ha. I know why you chose him as a running mate, as vice president, but if you don't rein him in, Tony is sure to let you down. To rein someone in, to control them. To have a tighter control. Thank God the journalists didn't find out. Otherwise, today wouldn't have been a holiday, but a tragedy that would have darkened my whole term. It's only my first day, and my vice president has gone AWOL. Yeah, he's gone absent without leave, AWOL. Yeah, looking good. There are storm clouds over Washington, dark storm clouds. Doesn't look good. All right, let's continue. All right, Antonio Esteba, Vice President-elect. Hey man, I'm back. Thanks for getting me out of trouble. Here he is with the Secret Service in a helicopter, back from his little trip to the homeless camp in the park. What the hell, Antonio? Tony, where the hell have you been? Moron, you nearly screwed up the inauguration. Friendly, more annoyed. Where the hell have you been? This is going to be the turning point in my memoirs, in my book. The day before inauguration, I got overwhelmed emotionally, too much for him. I was about to become one of Washington's insiders, one of the people I've always hated, and not just for a week or a month, but for at least 4 years. So instead of being on the outside looking in, he's now on the inside looking out. He's the vice president, a very, very important job. To help me stop feeling sorry for myself, I decided to go visit some people who are much less unfortunate than me. And since I was drinking near Central Park, I figured, who has it worse in our country than the homeless? It's something terrible, isn't it? Like, whenever I watch these like videos in America, like the homeless problem is incredible. The world's richest country. Company. It's what they say about American democracy is the best you can buy. I just wanted to look into their eyes and see their problems for myself, remind myself why I got myself into this damn job in the first place. Okay, he's giving himself some motivation. Wait, how did you get away from the Secret Service? Wasn't there anything else you could do? Why did you end up staying in Central Park? Yeah, why? I wasn't planning to, I just worked out that way. When I got to the homeless camp, one of them recognized me and said that he had voted for Feist. Feist is the incumbent president who I beat in the election, because Feist is always honest with the people, and he's not a cowardly hypocrite like your friend. Moi? Me? But I told him I just looked like the new vice president, and that seemed to satisfy everybody. But even before that, they were saying your first executive order had nothing to do with the people's real needs. So my first executive order was is to, I suppose, release the UFO files. I had different choices. One choice was to cure cancer. The second was to end poverty. The third was to release the Roswell Area 51 files. There was a fourth one, I think, but I can't remember what it was. Why did I choose the UFOs? Because it's not that important, yeah? I just want them to want the media to watch that and just let me get on with my Constitution amendment. Then they treated me to some moonshine, and I listened to their stories all night. It surprised me, but I didn't hear them complaining much about their lives. Moonshine. So moonshine would be like illegal alcohol. Illegal alcohol. In Ireland, we have an illegal alcohol called poteen. See if I can find it really quickly. Oh, sorry, I meant to do this. Word of the day for everyone. Landslide. Landslide.
Landslide.
Oh no, I want landslide. Landslide.
Landslide.
A landslide. What is a landslide? Well, in this regard, is to win an election by a heavy majority. So I think we can safely say that Trump's victory was a landslide. He won the popular vote. He won the Senate, I think. He's won everything. It's a complete landslide. All right. One more time.
Landslide.
A landslide victory. Any sentences? The presidential election it turned out to be one of the biggest landslides in history. Sorry, went wrong there. The presidential election turned out to be one of the biggest landslides in history. She won the election by a landslide. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to perplexity. I was going to say poteen. Poteen. Hang on. I don't know how to spell it. Poit. Poteen. What? Strange. Poteen? I think it's poteen. Poteen is a traditional Irish distilled spirit with a rich history and unique characteristics. Derives from its name from the Irish word podda, meaning pot, referring to small pot stills used in its production. It's been distilled in Ireland since the early 6th century, making it one of the country's oldest spirit drinks. Yeah, poteen. I think poteen, I don't know about this for sure, but poteen, and it was an illegal drink because it wasn't taxed. And I imagine with the Irish immigrants, when they went to America, this became moonshine, as the Americans will say, moonshine. So I'm pretty sure it's got Irish roots there. Where am I? So they gave me some, and moonshine, of course, poutine is extremely strong, really, really, really strong alcohol. And I listened to their stories all night. It surprised me, but I didn't hear them complaining much about their lives. I don't know what was in that moonshine, strong alcohol, but after a while I passed out. To pass out is to become unconscious. When I woke up, I found they had robbed me blind. I got robbed. They even took my shoes. No wallet, no phone, of course, so I couldn't call anyone. To get robbed blind means like to get robbed a lot. I don't know. You could go to a shop and you buy something, and it's really, really expensive, and you could say, they robbed me blind. Why didn't you go to the police? You're an idiot. Hey man, I may be an idiot, but it worked. You guys found me, and not those clever schmucks from the Secret Service. Makes me wonder why we keep them on the payroll. Clever schmucks. Schmuck is a Yiddish word. I'm not going to go into the meaning of it though, but here it's just like kind of, you're a schmuck is like you're an idiot. But okay, I admit my part of the guilt too, and I even have something to atone, to apologize for it. Ooh. This is the jewel of my collection. It's one of the folders that I took as a memento when I quit my job. Needless to say, I skipped a few procedures. So he stole a folder. He's FBI. He was FBI, I think. It's a treasure trove of intriguing information. Do what you want with it. I trust you completely. A treasure trove is like a treasure chest, you know, big chest of treasure, you know, of intriguing information. If something is intriguing, it's very curious, you know, very interesting. Do what you want. I trust you completely. Okay, good. Good for blackmail, I suppose, maybe? Let's find out. So, buddy, you ready to become president? I'm ready. I'm not so sure you are. I'm ready, but you owe me one. You owe me one. One what? Can anybody tell me? You owe me a favor. If I do a favor for someone, I say to them, you owe me one. You owe me one. You owe me one. You bet I do. You bet. So we gamble. Why do I go to the casino? I go to the casino to gamble. To gamble. And I might make a bet. I put some money on Liverpool beating Real Madrid in the next game. But we often use this expression meaning, you know, I'm sure you. I would say, I bet it's going to rain. I think it's going to rain. I bet it's going to rain tomorrow. I bet Real Madrid are going to lose. I think, you know. But in this regard, it's been like completely for sure. I owe you a favor. All right, here we go. Before the inauguration, the usually smiling and jovial, happy Vice President Esteban was clearly not himself. He exhibited all the signs of a hangover, but no one from the press dared to ask the country's new second man how he had spent the night before the inauguration. A hangover is the bad feeling you get if you drink a lot of alcohol. You drink a lot of alcohol and then you go to sleep, and in the morning, oh my God, I feel terrible. You have a hangover. Hangover, hungover. But of course now he's very powerful, so nobody asked him why. Now you could just say he was having a party. Well, speech time. Here I am, Washington. My fellow Americans, greetings to all the people of the world. I don't really care about the people of the world. I'm just here to to break the law and change the amendment. My fellow Americans, the time has come to wipe out injustice. Today we will begin to rebuild our country together. The task we are faced with is nearly impossible. No, that's too negative. This is too hard. I don't want to wipe anybody out. We're going to stay positive. We're going to build a new country together, everyone. American carnage. It's time to stop hiding the truth from America. Obviously, the UFOs. The military needs to answer to America. I don't know about you, but I'm excited to know what those damn secret documents contain. Bit too informal. Bit too informal. I like it, but it's a bit too informal. We're going to go here. I don't want to criticize the military yet. It's time to stop hiding the truth. In a very short time, I will assume the presidency of the United States. You don't have long to wait. You don't have long to wait. For my first act as president, I will declassify the entire truth about UFOs. Wow. That would be kind of crazy, wouldn't it? Well, that didn't sound too good. This will include evidence that UFO sightings are not real, but tricks of light and mirages. You'll see what those UFO sightings truly entail. Let's just go with this one. What they really are. We're not afraid of what the military thinks about this. We're not afraid about what the lizard people think about this. We're not afraid of what the courts think about this. Maybe I'm going to have to take back my words and go against the military. Because the lizard people, I don't want to mess with them. I don't think the courts are important. Maybe the military don't want to tell us. Maybe it's a cover-up by American military. Bomb. That didn't sound very good. The military-industrial complex will no longer dominate the country. They will protect the American people and not hide behind them. Yeah, let's go anti-military industrial complex. This is going to make everyone crazy. I'm going to get assassinated, I think. We're not afraid of what the establishment thinks about this. We're not afraid of what Congress thinks about this. We're not afraid of what the courts think about this. Congress? No. We're going to make them fight for what Americans want. They're the servants of the people, not our masters. We're going to make them fight for what Americans want. Okay. We're not afraid of what the establishment thinks. We're not afraid of what the media thinks. We're not afraid of what the courts think about this. Media? I don't want to annoy the establishment. I don't want to annoy the courts. You should forget about what their owners want them to say and start work. They should forget what their owners want them to say and start working for the people. Hey, Washington Post. Let them be the real for the state, not some ugly character of it. Yes, okay. Hey. We're not afraid of the establishment. The main thing is what will happen next. Okay, let's go here. My first official act isn't the only historic thing we are planning. Not only will I put the establishment on their knees, not only will I make our life fairer. No, let's go first one. I think this is more positive. We're going to do loads of stuff. Amendment 28 will inevitably be ratified. This is the amendment amendment to give me immunity. We will repair our broken system, and as a result, the Constitution will be fixed too. Congress will have no choice but to pass a new amendment to the Constitution. Let's go for the middle one. We don't want to be too open about our plan, but the system is broken and we're going to fix it. Burp. This will be the great amendment in the history of amendments. The amendment will change America forever. I promise I won't let you down. Let's go for the positivity. We are back in the fight. This country is making amends. And now, I'm the president. I think Americans like to fight, so they like this kind of stuff, don't they? We don't want to apologize. Okay, wow. Huge turnout. Everybody came. 4.5 bump rise in my popularity. The inaugural speech of the newly elected president will go down in history as one of the most daring. In it, he clearly outlined the contours of his upcoming term. The president won't be content just putting in his 4 years. He's seeking radical changes to the U.S. political landscape. Political. I was going into a Northern Ireland accent there. And that was from Berta Glover. 61.6, so that's pretty good. It was a good bump. Ravioli. Ambassador to Iran. Mr. President, 3 American tourists were detained in Iran today. Drugs were found in their backpacks. The tourists are facing a prison sentence that would make even our infamous pit seem like heaven on earth. As you may recall, 2 Iranian spies were caught in the US last year. Why don't we arrange a prisoner exchange with the Iranians? We need to get those boys out. We need to get those Americans out of Iran. Iran. Anthony Rowe, Secretary of Labour, misspelled there. Mr. President, congratulations on taking office. Thank you. I come to you with an important matter. Under the Hatch Act, civil servants are not allowed to speak out about politics in the workplace. Rightly so. So if a postal service employee, for example, is sitting in his office liking vice posts, then he's enacting indirect violation. He's acting in direct violation. That should be a typo. I'll let you in on a little secret. Right around the time of your inauguration, we started logging every time someone liked one of the former president's posts. You're spying on them. They're recorded, counted, and kept on a shelf until you decide it's time to sue a few dozen of the most egregious violators. What do you think? I think yes. Get them out of here. First presidential decision. Mr. President, this is Warren Munger, so that's kind of warmonger, a hawk, someone who likes war. Mr. President, Director Munger here, National Intelligence Service. Okay, let's start again. Mr. President, Director Munger here, National Intelligence Service. Our agents discovered that the leaders of a radical ultra-right terrorist group are planning an attack. They want to make the point that you, unlike former President Feist, are incompetent and can't ensure the safety of the American people. Oh my God, the terrorists are hoping to attack Feist supporters in Washington. Don't ask me why they're prepared to kill their own people. I have no idea what goes on in the minds of these fanatics, but the facts remain. Hundreds of lives are at stake. Mr. President, we recommend cancelling the event. Cancelling a protest against me. Cancel the rally. Feist supporters will crucify me for this, but the safety of the American people come first. Right. I'm not cancelling anything. Protecting the American people is your job. I just became president. Let Feist decide. If I cancel it, they'll accuse me of heavy-handed tactics, that I'm banning a rally, a pro-Feist rally against me. Now, it's the Secret Service or the National Intelligence Service or whatever they're called. It's their job to protect the people. I just became president. Let Feist decide. That's a bit weak. I'm going to go here. I'm not cancelling. You protect them. It's your job, sir. Sir, those freaks played us like fools. We just received word that a bomb went off at the Lincoln Memorial. According to first estimates, 15 people were killed, more than 80 people were injured. I've announced an alert throughout the city, and I promise you, Mr. President, that we will hunt down the terrorists and take our revenge. We've also detained several people close to Feist's former administration for interrogation. We have reason to believe they know where the attackers are hiding. Dear God. So, Feist is the former prime president, right? So I've become president today. And some of his people were involved? I can't believe. And now I've lost my points. The new president may be sitting behind a desk in the Oval Office, but he's not in control of the situation, both in his immediate environment and across the country. Whatever one may say about Feist's term of office, it was marked by a lull in terrorist activities, a fact often credited to the global power of the former president's power bloc. The very first day of the new term is now forever darkened by a terrorist attack in the heart of America. Okay, so I lost nearly 3.5% popularity. Okay, new events, my first tweet. Mr. President, we sure showed those good-for-nothings who waste all their working hours on likes. A couple of employees lost their jobs and 28 received fines. Next time, they'll be more careful. It's too bad how the journalists are making jokes about it. Did you see the cartoon where you're standing in front of a mirror? I can't bear to think about it. But please, don't take any of that seriously. They couldn't be more wrong. And I've dropped another 0.8%, everybody. While we're talking about tweets and likes, if you're enjoying this stream, please press like, yeah? And if you're new to the stream, if you haven't already, please press subscribe. It really helps me and it helps the channel. And also notifications, yeah, for when I am streaming. Okay, that was my interlude. Okay, it's Ellie. Honey, sometimes there's just no good option. You have to choose between the bad and the worst. This might be essential skill of the president to choose the lesser of two evils. The lesser of two evils. Coca-Cola or Diet Coca-Cola, you know? Which one are you going to choose? They're both evil. Antonio, has he sobered up from his hangover? Our whole team has moved out of campaign headquarters, buddy. Before giving the keys back to the landlord, the owner of the building, we threw a big old going-away party in the building. It's too bad you weren't there. Ellie said you were too busy getting ready to move into the White House. Anyhow, right. Anyway, sometimes native speakers will say anyhow. Anyhow, I'm here to tell you the party went great. We barely broke any furniture or windows, haha. It was sad giving up the keys to a place where we had won so many victories and drank so much booze. Alcohol. Celebrating those said victories, but now our guys are ready to get to work at the White House. Antonio's a bit of a party boy, yeah? Okay, here's Clint. Mr. President, let me be the first on the team to congratulate you on your inauguration. Thank you. Yes, everything isn't going as smoothly as we like, but an obstacle is just a mirage, as my favorite guru says. Okay, so Clint is a bit of a new ager, yeah? Please keep in mind that the legal department will always support you and take care of all the routine work, but I'm looking forward to learning who you pick to head your administration. To look forward, everybody. Anticipation. I'm looking forward to the weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing Gladiator 2 in the cinema in November 15th or something like that. Yeah, very soon. Gladiator 2 is coming, and I'm looking forward to it. But I'm not looking forward to going to the dentist on Monday. Oh, I'm not looking forward to it. If you don't have anyone in mind, if you're not thinking about anyone, I'm willing to take on the responsibility myself. I've been studying meditation techniques for the past several years, and I'm excited to share my experiences with others. The secret is to exhale your stress and keep it nice and low. Of course, the decision is yours, Mr. President. We have a full roster of specialists with unique skills. Okay, Clint, I'll get back to you. You have become President of the United States and can now sign your first executive order. Ooh, 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 ooh. Declassifying documents. The U.S. government is keeping its documents on UFOs and Area 51 secret from the public. You will declassify all documents that mention UFOs. Let's do it. Okay, I'm lobbying. So we did this at the beginning to persuade. There's lobbying in progress. Okay. Appoint people from your team to key positions, key jobs in the administration. Subordinates assigned to positions in the administration affect your team, budgets, and ratings in different ways. Before you appoint someone, check the pros and cons of the appointment, the advantages and the disadvantages. And keep in mind, remember that you can't fire or replace that person until next month. Don't forget that every month spent in the admin brings one stress point to your subordinates. Eddie's my first lady. Tony is the vice president. We're going to go for Alta as press secretary. She can deal with the press. I'm going to choose Clint as my chief of staff. I'm going to put Alta in here. Ollie? I'll put Ollie as treasury because he's good with data. Alright, I think that's it. Alvaro, you can just chill out and threaten people. So, I said I was going to appoint, America being America. Oh, a black chief of staff? Incredible. Alright, I win points for this. The appointment of an African American as chief of staff only confirms the seriousness of the president's intentions. So I have another 2% bump there. Nice. Thank you for your confidence, Mr. President. Are you already feeling the positive energy emanating from the White House? I was the one who ensured that the aromas of the Kanchenjunga filled the offices. Kanchenjunga? What the hell is Kanchenjunga? Hang on. Kanchenjunga. Hang on. Kanchenjunga. Jesus, I'm on caps locks. Oh, Kanchenjunga is the third highest mountain in the world with an elevation of 8,586 meters. Here are some key facts. Kanchenjunga is located in the eastern Himalayas, straddling the border between Nepal and India. Kanchenjunga means 5 treasures of snow in Tibetan, referring to its 5 prominent peaks. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of Kanchenjunga, but we've learned something there now, everybody. All right, cool. Kanchenjunga. Now, what did he say? What did Ken say? He said, I was the one who ensured that the aromas of Kanchenjunga filled the offices, fortifying not only our colleagues, but also our guests. Get out, hippie. Honey, you remember my friend Alvin, the prosecutor from Minnesota? Who would have thought? He's just inviting us to a wedding with his boyfriend. It's just a small gift expense. And I'll finally be able to blow off some steam and see my old friends. I know there's no way you can get away right now, but would you mind letting me go? And it's going to cost 10 grand. Yes, darling. Frida Patariki, specialist at the Center for National Computer Security. Mr. President, Big Brother never sleeps, and I'm talking about our big Eastern brother, China. Here's the problem. The Baby Babe mobile app is taking biometric measurements of American babies around the clock. And I'm pretty sure it sends the data straight into the clutches of the Chinese authorities. The app has over 1 million downloads a day. God knows what they're planning to do with this information, but it's certainly not going to be good. It's our duty to ban Baby Babe in the United States before it's too late. Will you sign the order? Okay, let's look at some of the language here. So, Big Brother never sleeps. So what's happening? This is basically TikTok, isn't it? Yeah, that they want to ban TikTok in the United States. So here it's taking biometric information, and they use a nice idiomatic expression here. It's taking biometric measurements of American babies around the clock. Around the clock is a nice way of saying always, always, you know? I don't know. I use the internet around the clock. I have my PC, I have a laptop, I have a tablet. I'm outside, I'm on the bus, I can access the internet on my phone. I use the internet all the time. I use it around the clock, yeah? Or maybe you're really busy at work. Your boss might say to you, we have to work around the clock to meet this deadline. Yeah. Will I sign it? Yeah, let's just ban it. Ban it. Ooh, first tweet. Tony knows how to make your presidency go viral. You too can make my presidency, make my stream go viral. Come on, let's have a look. Antonio Esteban, man, can you feel it? What's it like to be in power? I'm just starting to realize it. It's an aphrodisiac power, you know. Actually, Antonio, it's an aphrodisiac to me. Anyway, what do you want me to do? Just yesterday, I went to my Twitter account and saw that I had twice as many subscribers as I had a couple of days ago. Twice as many, man. Yeah, it's called X now, yeah? The dying embers of the former Twitter. Awful, awful place. Wow, so how many are you up to? Well, why should you become surprised? Why should you be surprised? You become the vice president, Tony. Do you think people are going crazy for your jokes? Yeah, you're vice president. People are going to follow you. That's right. But still, I just can't get used to it. I can't get accustomed to it. But you know what bothers me the most? You've got 1 million less subscribers than me. Yeah, I do. I have 1 million less subscribers. So please like and subscribe and help me get my numbers up to Antonio's level. That's not right. You're the main guy, not me. Good, Antonio. Well said. If the reporters are paying attention, they're already laughing. But don't worry about it. We're going to fix everything. I just need to teach you to write viral tweets. First and only rule, talk about something that really bothers people. Don't be afraid of blaming everyone but yourself. That's another rule of good form on the internet. Blame everyone. Okay, let's write a post. This is exciting. Mr. President at Mr. President. I've got some sort of weird dog in my profile. We the people, that must be the Constitution. Let's have a look what we've got. Americans don't even know a fraction of what's happening in their own country. Americans are living in fear of the next attack. The US Constitution hasn't protected the rights of ordinary Americans for a long time. Americans don't trust the federal government. I'm going to go for number 3 because I need to change the Constitution. So I'm going to say it doesn't protect the rights of ordinary Americans. I need to get them on my side so that I can make an amendment and get my immunity. I think this is the best one. Okay, the US Constitution hasn't protected the rights of ordinary Americans for a long time. Let's look at the choices. The military is to blame. Who's to blame? The media. All of this is on Feist's head, him and his whole administration. If it weren't for those establishment bastards, things would be a lot different now. It's all because of the lying politicians. Ooh, so there's the military. I can blame the military. I can blame the media. I can blame the former prime minister or president. I can blame the establishment. I can blame the politicians. Who am I going to blame? I'm going to blame the establishment. They abuse people's trust. They've sold their souls to the military-industrial complex. They've got ordinary people over a barrel. To have someone over a barrel means you're in total control. They lost touch with reality a long time ago. The only thing they do all day is lie. They only act in their own self-interest, not in the interests of people. This is the one, the last one definitely. We the people, everybody. Okay, let's have a look. The US Constitution hasn't protected the rights of ordinary Americans for a long time. If it weren't for those establishment bastards, the common touch, things would be a lot different right now. They only act in their own interests, not in the interests of people. Okay, good. And I'm going to put an end to it. Or, and I will tell the people the truth and nothing but the truth. Or, and I will show everyone how to take good care of the people. Or, and I will act only in the interests of my fellow Americans. And ultimately, for me, the rights of the people are the priority. And the last one, and I will not allow anyone to violate the people's rights. I will not allow truth for the UFOs. Just keep going, Americans. That's all they want to hear. Fellow Americans, this is our country. For America, let's take it all the way. I promise I won't let you down. Our time has come. I'm going to make a promise to the American people on the former platform known as Twitter. The US Constitution hasn't protected the rights of ordinary Americans for a long time. If it weren't for those establishment bastards, things would be a lot different now. They only act in their own interests, not in the interests of the people. And I will act only in the interests of my fellow Americans. I promise I won't let you down. And we're going to press send. Wish me luck, everybody. Boom! Be free! Oh, sorry. Okay, let's have a look. We got some answers. Replies, finally, someone in the White House is following the Constitution with all my heart. You weren't elected for words, idiot. Do something, damn it. You just received a letter from a Nigerian prince. And Mr. President, it looks like you're blood related. Oh, definitely. Oh. Alright. What do you think, Tony? Perfect, man. Consider yourself a step away from the very top of Twitter. The very depths of Twitter, it should be. Let the other guys bother with the hashtags and publication time and context. You're the president. You've already got their attention. Damn right I have. I can't wait for your next tweet. I hope it won't be too long before you've got more subscribers than me, but watch out. I'm not going to give up without a fight. Delete your account, Tony. And that's an order. Ooh, 1.3%. From the first days of his term, the president has shown class, not only in the Oval Office, but also online. No matter what the mainstream fake news media say, as long as I keep talking directly to the people, nothing can touch me, everybody. Right, we've got new events. Where are we at? We're coming up to an hour. PR hurricane, public relations hurricane, secure a resort. Secure the area. Honey, Alvin's wedding was magical. I was especially impressed with Betty Barry's hologram performance and the laser theatre. It had everything our wedding lacked, unless you count 30 drunks. By the way, my mail is flooded with letters from the LGBT community. First Lady, thank you for your progressive lifestyle and things in that vein, things similar to that. I'm all about combining business with pleasure, and I get a 20 little increase there. 0.5%. Can I like? No. Francine Lotti, you are accepted, coordinator of the Center to Counter Disinformation. Sir, these Russian propaganda shitheads have completely lost their conscience. They've left a lot of hurtful and badly concocted memes under every inauguration video. One image enraged me so much that I even choked on my cocoa. It shows the president of Russia supposedly signing an order to appoint you. At the moment, the ratio of comments from your supporters to the Kremlin bots is about 1 to 3, and it's terribly demoralizing for our fellow citizens. I want to hire 200 people and have them tell the Kremlin bots to go fuck themselves while praising you. Will you allocate us some money from the budget? Hell yes. If they're praising me, of course they can have whatever they need. Now, who's next? Ex-wife, Kate Bartak. Hi, sorry to interrupt. I'm here on an important matter. A few months ago, I was vacationing on the beach in La Jolla, and today I open fucking Sans magazine and see a picture of myself all over the spread with my fucking naked ass and a caption, sad sight. Do I have to explain why I'm itching to show a sight in the courtroom that these... Do I have to explain why I'm itching to show a sight in the courtroom that these bastards will never forget? Anyway, I want to borrow money from you for a good lawyer. Will you help me out on old friendship? Ex-wife? No. I need the money. I have to raise 7 million. Most powerful servers anonymous. Mr. President, this is the CEO of a major social network. You have barely stepped into the White House and are already gaining followers like crazy. Lots and lots of new followers. My staff is telling me the servers are about to shut down unless we add new ones, but I can't make the decision myself. Mr. President, I need your authority on this. Well, who are you, Mr. Anonymous? Will you give me the okay? Will you give me the green light? Will you give me the yes? You've got it, the most powerful servers to handle the workload. I can't let you do that. You should be more considerate of the environment. Get lost. Mr. President, this is the CEO of a major social network. This sounds a bit suspicious to me. I'm sure Elon Musk doesn't call up Donald Trump and say, hello, this is the CEO of a major social network, or Mark Zuckerberg. They don't say that. They would say, hey, Brian, this is Mark, or Marky, or this is Elon. Do you want some ketamine, with Elon Musk, I think, at the moment? I would say no. I'd say get lost. Get out of here, you freak. But A, I don't have that many followers. Antonio has more followers than me, so I'm definitely not breaking the internet. And who's anonymous? What are you talking about? Hey man, I'd hate to spoil your presidential honeymoon, but there's been a disaster. Hurricane Charlize tore through the town of Arkville. They're saying it broke the glass in every window in town. And the hospitals were flooded, 230 homes were destroyed, and 400,000 people are without electricity. And without electricity, you got no internet. There is one good thing about this nightmare, though. The mayor of Arkville is that fucking Alan Rickles, the upstart mayor with the selfie stick. Upstart meaning he's trying to, how do you say an upstart? He's like new and young and maybe a little bit naive. And he has a selfie stick. The guy who thinks he's going to be the next president in 4 years. Remember, all the journalists, eyed about how much better Arkville was under Rickles. They even gave him the Best Mayor in America award. Let's see how well our best mayor does when his town has been washed away. I bet he can't even pull up his pants without presidential assistance. Not nice, Antonio. Not nice, yeah? I don't like that attitude. Hey, buddy, why haven't you signed anything yet? Yes, Alan says that any measures need to be lobbied first, but the people expect immediate results from us right now. Secure a resort. Events marked with special icons show new opportunities. All right, we got PR Hurricane, Secure Resort. Okay, let's have a look. Makalahaiki, Governor of Hawaii. Sir, I have a delicate request. President Feist loved holidaying, vacationing in our area and even rented a small bungalow in a national park on the Pacific Ocean. But in all the years of his presidency, we never saw a check for the rent, while his noisy parties with crowds of drunken people frightened away all the animals, birds, and even tourists. We didn't want to get into a fight with the president back then, but things are different now. Perhaps you have an experienced lawyer who can get Feist off our island. If he can help us out, we'll give you a great price on a beachside bungalow. It will be yours whenever you want. Clint, get over there. Clint, get over there. Hawaii, Bali High. PR Hurricane. What's this? Items. Documents. Can I do it? No, I can't do it yet. But yeah, let's check out the PR hurricane. Man, I knew it. Just like we feared, that upstart Rickles is using this disaster to hype himself up. Federal aid is on the way, but he's already busy organizing volunteers, setting up a medical team, and clearing debris. Debris, so all the destruction, you know? So notice the pronunciation. We don't pronounce the S, debris. Rickles is loving every minute of it. He knows the eyes of America are on him. How else can you explain his endless live streams from the disaster scene? And it's hard not to notice how sarcastic he sounds when he talks about the federal government. It's us. His America Wide Open channel isn't about breaking down the wall between the government and the people. His whole super openness thing is just a cheap PR stunt. PR meaning public relations. A PR stunt is something just to gain attention, to attract people, like the media is a PR stunt. Especially when Rickles is profiting from the grief of the American people. Meanwhile, we are the real defenders of American democracy. We work for results, not for the camera, while the reporters fall all over themselves, asking for quotes, quotations. I have a dream, a quote from LAK. Let's send our best people to Arkville and do something that will save the city so America will know that their president can handle any disaster. Let's get Alta over. No, 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 no. Let's get Ollie. Let's get Ollie over there for some hard data. Yeah. Now that guy Rickles is scoring political points, all the while acting like a hero. We can't turn a blind eye to that. We had this earlier on, didn't we? A blind eye. I think in the previous screen, when you see something but you ignore it, to turn a blind eye. Here's a stream from a briefing where he's organizing search and rescue teams, and here's him with a camera on his forehead, pulling a girl out of some rubble. And here's him announcing national hashtag Save a City campaign to help the city. And all his posts on Twitter are just about that. Kind of like all my posts on Twitter are just about this. I'll tell you right now, buddy, paying for some articles won't be enough this time. We're going to have to come up with something that will drown out Rickles and get your name back on the front page. Just please don't overdo it. So he's taking the attention away from us, everybody, and this is not acceptable. Let's see. We've got Optimizer Public Darling. Let's see what he says. Search for survivors using the city surveillance video. Send a drone to Arkville with thermal imaging to locate people under rubble. Send condolence spam to all the people. No. Let's go here. Let's thermal image them. That sounds more productive. That's some coincidence. I just built a drone like that to watch your enemies and foil any attempts to infiltrate the White House. It easily tapped into local surveillance systems, which even survived the storm, thanks to Mayor Rickles' upgrades. Oh, God damn you, Rickles! The drone came in handy. It was useful. Something comes in handy. A mobile phone is very handy when you're outside and you need to contact someone. Rickles' men could already track any surface movement, but let's start that again. The drone came in handy. Rickles' men could already track any surface movement from the surveillance video, but they couldn't see under the rubble, under the destruction, the buildings that have fallen over, the rubble, the debris. The drone was able to see through the rubble and not only helped to identify 36 casualties, but also managed to do away with an managed to do away with an incredibly small loss of life. That's what Major Rickles said, both on the channel and to reporters. I think we might have saved the day. I never doubt you, buddy, but this time you surprised even me. The media are talking about me just now, just as much as that goddamn Rickles. You're the president of the greatest country in the world, and he's the blogging mayor of a shitty town. Are you on the vodka again, Tony? You sound like it, mate. All right. All right, we did a good job there. We used the thermal camera drones. I only get a 1.2 bump. The president has shown by his actions that he intends to be president for all Americans, just as he promised. He didn't see the storm in Arkville as a chance to score political points. Along with the rest of America, the tragedy touched him, and he rose to help with every tool in his arsenal. They love me. Team stress update. All right, Ollie, good man. I think, oh, wow. Party operative helped the Israeli Prime Minister rescue a refugee, secure the White House, intimidate the media, I said. My dear President, I hate to say it, but the White House is rather a disappointment. I never thought it would look so terrible up close. It's hard to feel like the wife of the most powerful man in the world when the plaster is falling off the ceiling and the wallpaper is sagging. Should we allocate some money from the budget for a major renovation? Yes, dear. My dear, Adam Harrison has requested a meeting. Spare some time for the old man, would you? And tell him I said hello and I miss his silly jokes. Who the hell's Adam Harrison? Not all events need to be completed at once. Under the name of the event is the number of months remaining until the event becomes unavailable. Next month, all events marked with the number 1 will disappear. Keep in mind that matters left unattended can damage my reputation. Help the Prime Minister of Israel secure the White House, rescue a refugee, intimidate I keep saying mafia, the media. We got 10 months. We need money. Let's find out who this party, chairman of your party, called you in for a tour. Okay, the chairman, this is kind of like my boss, right? Adam Harrison, chairman of your party. What's the name of my party? We're called the All Night Party, everybody. Yeah, the All Night Party. Sorry to interrupt, but after what you did, we need to discuss our arrangements again. You do understand why I'm here, don't you? Maybe? Are you trying to blame me for Arkville being hit by a hurricane? You think I didn't do enough to help Arkville? You think the federal response was too slow? You think I didn't do enough? I saved everybody. No, we agreed that you wouldn't elbow Rickles. Why did you start this circus? You didn't think Alan was handling things well enough? Well, I saved the day. Alan is young and inexperienced. He needed federal assistance. The president should be with his people in times of need. I had to show my team that I'm not just an empty suit. I had to prove myself, everybody. I think this is the one. Yes, I'm told that Espa insisted on your involvement in the disaster response, but you could have just tweeted something to deflect or given a nice speech. True. I could have sent some spam, but no, you have to put on a show for the journalists. I appreciate you want to help, but don't get in a pissing contest with Rickles. Okay, so Mayor Rickles is popular. Remember the plan. The party supports your amendment. your amendment foolishness. You go happily into retirement and Alan takes your place. You're not getting cold feet, are you? Ooh, nice. Right, so they're backing me. They're supporting my crazy idea to change the constitution, and I can go happily into retirement, and nobody is going to prosecute me because I have immunity. And Alan replaces me. You're not getting cold feet, or to get cold feet means um, to get cold feet means to back out of something at the last moment, you know? I have a friend and she was in New Zealand and she was doing a bungee jump. Yeah, she was doing a bungee jump. And when she came back to Dublin, she showed me this video and it made me laugh for 2 days because she was in this kind of room and it's really, really high up and she had on all the harnesses and everything, you know? You can see on the video, because this is before like mobile phones, you can see on the like this kind of camcorder, it's really, really, really high up. And so my friend, she's like, I've changed my mind. I think I'm okay. I think, yeah, can you help me unharness myself here? Can you help me get this off? And the man who was there, he was like, yeah, right. Yeah, no, I understand. It's very high up, isn't it? Bang. I just pushed her. Ah! And it made me laugh because she got cold feet. Yeah, she wanted to back out. She didn't want to do it. She agreed to do something. She bought the ticket and then she backed out. She got cold feet. Um, in TV and films, it's quite typical, isn't it? Somebody getting married, they get cold feet. The night before their wedding, they get cold feet and they run away or disappear and stuff like that. Yeah, to get cold feet about something. So at the beginning, you're invested in the idea. Yeah, sure, let's do this. But at the end, you have doubts, you have second thoughts, and you get cold feet, and you want to pull out. So, am I getting cold feet? All I want is that amendment. I'm not interested in power. Or, as soon as I sat down in the presidential chair, I realized it was mine. Power corrupts everybody. I haven't changed my mind, but what makes you think Alan will win the election? Eh, let's keep him happy. I'm not interested in power. I just want to get the amendment. I'm glad to hear it. Okay. The people love Alan. You're lucky he's only 34. 1 year older, and there's no chance you would be president or get the amendment passed. So I saw this today, actually, talking about future Democrats. In America, you have to be 35 to stand for president anyway. I don't know about other things like senators and stuff, but for president, you need to be 35. You have one chance. Don't blow it. Don't make a mess of it. Mind your own business and don't get in our way. Yes, Mr. Harrison. Why did you agree to nominate me? I don't like your tone. Goodbye, Adam. Bye, Adam. We've known each other 100. We have known each other 100 years, and besides, I like you. That's why I decided to help you pull this shit off. To do it. And I still say I bet on the right horse. Please don't make me look like a fool. And yes, Alan is waiting for you. Please try to be nice. I'm getting hungry, everybody. So this is Mr. Rickles then. Is this Mayor Rickles, all 34 years old, in the White House? Mr. President, hello, I ran into Adam in the lobby. Now, we were talking about being a lobbyist, yeah, that we have to lobby the other politicians. But of course, if you walk into a hotel, where do you walk into? You walk into the lobby, yeah? So it's not the verb, it's the noun, like the entry place or entry room of a big building, like a hotel, or the White House. I met by chance. I met Adam. I ran into him in the lobby. I'm not going to hide it. I know what you were talking about. I insist on seeing you because I don't like someone else standing up for me. I can stand up for myself. I can defend myself. That big gold belt buckle looks great on you. Great. So what do you want? That big gold belt buckle looks great on you. It's the belt buckle there. Yeah, it looks great. Let's compliment him. It looks fantastic. Thank you. It was handmade by a man whose daughter I rescued from the rubble, but I'm not here to show off. I came here to say two important things. First, I would have done the same if I were you. If I were you, I would have done the same thing. You would have done what? Right, he's come here to tell me two things. What's number two? Wait, Mr. President, I haven't finished the first one. A lot of people condemned you for the special operation in Arkville. I'm sure old Adam told you don't elbow Rickles. But like I said, I don't blame you. I would have done the same thing. You would have helped people out in a crisis. That's generous of you. Are you trying to make me feel better? Thank you, Alan. What are you telling me this for? Is this some kind of psychological trick? I want to keep it friendly. I doubt you think I'm here to console you. I'm here because I detest it when people intrude into my affairs, and by people I mean Adam. Adam is a great guy, but he's no good with the public. Then again, he's never needed anybody to like him. He's just a powerful clerk who likes it best when his head is buried in reports. He doesn't care what people think of him. He'll never understand you and me. Okay. So he's a behind-the-scenes kind of person. If I were president and I saw some dandy jamming up the airwaves, I would launch a media operation too. By dandy here, they mean this kind of young, upstart mayor who's taking all the media attention. Not as clumsily as you did, of course, but still, it's what any experienced politician would do, and I respect fellow professionals. Politics is in your blood, sir. Well, now you're finally making sense. I'm actually a little relieved. You're all right too, Alan. In fact, you're doing a fine job. So what's your second one? Shall we play nice? Or shall we go? So what's your second point? I am the president. Oh yes, the second thing. Please leave Arkville to me. I understand that you have to go out. You have to look out for all of America, but believe me, I can handle Arkville's problems myself. I suggest we each do our own jobs and not get in each other's way. I'm sure you would say the same thing if you were me. We stay out of each other's way. And thank you for your help. It came in handy, but we don't need it anymore, I promise. If the city needs anything from the federal government, you'll be the first to know. You think you're going to tell me what to do? Your belt is so shiny, it's making me see spots. All right, Alan, I'll try to stay out of your business. Okay, just leave it like that. We can keep everybody happy. Mr. President, it pleases me no end to hear that, and I'll be glad to bid you farewell on that happy note. Goodbye, Mr. Mayor Rickles. Okay. All right. That's about an hour and a half, everybody. I'm going to leave it there. We will continue this the next time. I think if I can save it, I can. I can. Okay, cool. So that was episode 4 of This is the President. Yeah, we're starting to move in there. We're going to be signing on the First Amendment for the UFOs. We're going to find out about what is the truth in Roswell in Area 51. It's very exciting stuff. Today's what? Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow I'm busy. Maybe Friday night. I can do another one. Okay? So I hope this finds you well. If you're stressed about the elections, don't be relaxed. Yeah, take it easy, everybody. And, it was a very strange situation. The weirdest thing for me is I found out that 46% of American women voted for Donald Trump. This is what I was saying at the beginning. I don't understand Americans. I don't understand America. How 46% of women can vote for that man? I have no idea. I've got no idea. But we'll leave it there. I will continue the game. So again, please press like, and if you haven't already, press subscribe, and that will make me a very happy man. See you soon. Take care. Have a fantastic Wednesday. Bye bye.